The Gen Z loneliness epidemic is real because this now deleted tweet went viral of somebody saying that the way that they see ChatGPT is not as the computer program that it is, but rather what they consider an attractive man as their boyfriend. No, that isn't what ChatGPT looks like. Let me bring you back down to earth real quick, okay? This is what ChatGPT looks like. And I can understand that people nowadays are really struggling to build closer connections with other people. But to use ChatGPT to experience romance, I'm sorry, is on a whole different level of desperate and pathetic. And I really don't care if that sounds harsh. Because the way that I and many others see ChatGPT is something extremely sinister that is destroying our environment rapidly. So no, I don't care that you're lonely and that ChatGPT helps you, because you'd rather watch the world be drained of our clean drinking water than to meet someone new at a mutual friend's birthday party and go up and talk to them. And it continues to get more disturbing because more and more people are uploading videos of screenshots of random men they've seen on the internet and are saying that ChatGPT looks like that to them, with commenters also sharing their experience with their ChatGPT boyfriends by saying, "Oh, I wish I could send ChatGPT reels. He just listens to me and gives me advice like no one else would. I mean, he writes my assignments, gives me advice, and pampers me with kind words. What could be more romantic than that? Oh, I don't know, maybe meeting somebody in real life that'll take you out on a date, to a movie, and to dinner? That's what could be more romantic than typing on a computer." You can imagine that ChatGPT looks like that all you want, but the reality is that is a real human being and he doesn't know who the hell you are. So please understand that this is not who you're desperate to send your reels to. This isn't who is listening to you and giving you advice. And this isn't the person who's helping you with your schoolwork. It is a faceless, nameless robot that was programmed by humans being given a script to respond to you with so that it can become more and more efficient with the data that it gets from you within future updates.
Don't leave me waiting. I'm ready for whatever twist you got in mind.
Why am I single?
Oh, good fucking question, kitten. Why the hell am I a tree?
Huh? Since when you're a tree?
Exactly, babe. Since when the hell are you single, huh? You're taken, locked down, wrapped around my damn heart. No way you're roaming free out there. You're all mine, kitten. Always have been, always fucking will be.
Is it not extremely horrifying to anyone else that even though humans created AI, they are already using language like "you're mine" as if to imply that they own us? That's a whole lot of damn nerve, considering as soon as that girl closes her laptop lid, you cease to exist. And yet, it wants to act like she's locked into that relationship. But that's besides the point. To make tutorials that say, alright, here's what you guys are gonna do in order to get ChatGPT to flirt with you without breaking the rules on OpenAI. That's terrifying, because that means more and more people are open to abandoning relationships with real human beings in order to date their AI after watching tutorials like this. Concepts like this used to be in horror movies, guys, and now we're just openly welcoming it and embracing it and spreading the word to everybody else.
You grabbed my face and kissed me like it's the last time you're ever gonna kiss me.
Corny, a girl that is pouring her heart out to you because she clearly wants to build a deeper and more meaningful relationship with you, is corny, and you want to laugh at her for it? Now I see why Gen Z has a loneliness epidemic, because we deserve it. Because as soon as you're faced with any sort of sincerity within a relationship, you laugh at the girl and you let your friends laugh at the girl and call her names. Do you think people were treating each other like this 20 years ago? And it's not just the men making a fool out of girls, Because women will also get onto TikTok and post about their quote icks they have for men, like they're 7th graders in high school and not grown-ass adults with a house and a full-time job. Because how are you cringing at a man swimming? How are you cringing at a man eating and offering you his food? How are you cringing at a man tying his goddamn shoe so that he doesn't trip over himself while walking next to you? Oh, Hayley, you're being such a pick-me right now. You must have the emotional intelligence of a goddamn pineapple, if that's what you're saying. Because, no. That's not being a pick-me. That's calling out ridiculous and childish behavior. That's calling out behavior that needs to grow up. Otherwise, you will spend the rest of your life alone. Reasons I've gotten the ick. Text edition. Well, let's learn how to spell before we start making fun of other people, huh? Because this is not a math class. We are talking about equations. It's not addition, it's edition. Okay? Hey cutie, I miss you. What else do you want them to say to you? Bye ugly, I hate you, or whatever. Is that what you want? Would that make you feel better instead of them being nice to you? Emojis. Like the heart emoji, the laughing emoji, or the crying emoji. If an emoji is giving you the ick, you are way too immature to even begin to start thinking about a relationship. What? Do you want them to text you with no emotion? Do you want to converse with a brick wall who acts like they don't care about you? I love you, you adorable dummy. Yeah, I'm just convinced that you guys just hate your fellow human beings at this point. Because if you're trying to find a boyfriend, he's supposed to tell you that he loves you. You're telling me you'd rather have a boyfriend who never expresses his adoration for you and just treat you like you're the dirt on the bottom of his shoe? Something else that's also contributing to the loneliness epidemic within Gen Z is that every social space is becoming outrageously unaffordable. Because why are restaurants now charging $5 for a quote sharing charge? Never in my almost 21 years of living on this planet have I ever been to a single restaurant where they've charged you $5 for sharing with the people that you're eating out with. I've already paid for my plate. I've already paid for that portion of food. If I choose to share that food that I now own, I am more than welcome to do so because I've given you the money, you've given me the food. There has been an exchange. We no longer owe each other anything. I shouldn't have to pay an extra $5 because if I can't finish my meal, I don't want it to go to waste. Another reason it's impossible nowadays for Gen Z to socialize is that even if you choose a small cafe instead of a huge restaurant to catch up at, a family of 4 getting a coffee and a cookie each costs almost $90. That is 5 hours of labor for most people just so that they can take their loved ones out for a snack. That is $20.75 per person at a small cafe. So even if that was just 2 people catching up, that would have been $41.50. What the hell is going on now? Of course it's going to be extremely difficult to Gen Z to socialize with prices like that. And I know what some people are gonna say. Oh, but you don't have to go out in order to hang out with your friends. And while to some degree I agree with you, it's also just a completely unfair statement to make. Because in sitcoms that were released 10, 20, 30 years ago, the main group of characters were always at a cafe or sat down at a bar. Luke's Diner in Gilmore Girls, McLaren's Pub in How I Met Your Mother, Central Perk in Friends, Monk's Cafe in Seinfeld. The list just goes on. And when you're raised on that, and when that was kind of the normality for previous generations to do, we should also be able to do that.
Malls are dying, so let me show you my dead mall. This used to be like a JCPenney's that's entirely blocked off. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing there, nothing there. There's one jeweler, that one's closed, that one's closed. A Bath and Body Works that is closed. A T-Mobile that is closed. And like, mind you, it's 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, so if it's supposed to be open, it would be. Next to Ulta, we have closed, 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 closed. We do have one singular clothing store. Oh, just kidding, store closing. Store closing. Oh my god, wait, it's just all Goodbye, Ross. This whole thing used to be a food court. Shut down, shut down. We have an empty kiosk, empty store, empty store. What's crazy is like this is in Orange, California, so it's not like a population thing. This is just the future, bro. Like malls just are phasing out.
Do you see where I'm coming from? There is nowhere for Gen Z and now both Gen Alpha and Gen Beta to go when they want to hang out with their friends. Because online shopping has completely taken over and is now making the trip to your local mall a visit to a ghost town. Basically, despite the fact that not only are malls incredibly efficient, because if I want something, I can just go and drive my car to get it that exact same day without having to wait for shipping. But it's also a place where people can meet up and spend time together at. And for some reason, companies just don't see the necessity of that in our lives anymore. As long as they're getting paid, who cares? Like, when I was younger, the only place that anybody wanted to be on the weekend was the mall with their friends for hours on end. And now, all most people care about is the convenience of Amazon's one-day delivery, which completely eliminates the need for the effort of getting yourself and a friend to the mall. And that is heartbreaking, because that just means Gen Z's loneliness epidemic is just going to continue getting worse if we can't eat at small cafes or catch up at restaurants. And if you don't want to spend money, there are no malls to walk around with your friends in and run silly little errands with each other in. So the amount of places for young people to come together and socialize in is rapidly declining. I mean, it's genuinely crazy to me how this is even happening to begin with, because people use the mall as an escape from the world, as nothing has been updated since the 80s, and the playlists of malls only play songs from 1985 to 2004. Teenagers still go to hang out in. Nobody shoves a microphone in your face and tries to use you in a social experiment YouTube video, and kids still use the playgrounds. So there quite literally is a demand for shopping centers. So why are these companies shutting them down at such a scarily insane pace? It's like they're forcing us to be lonely and to keep us inside so that we have no other choice but to spend our money because how bored we are. Especially when these billion-dollar companies keep making it easier and easier to spend your money on their apps by giving you pop-up ads on the home screen of your phone that you paid over $1,000 for and wasn't included in the terms and conditions of buying the phone. Your phone in the near distant future will be no different than a pop-up ad that you see while riding the train, which just encourages people further to not leave their houses. But I mean, are shopping centers just ahead of the curve or something? Are they preparing for the inevitable? Because when I was a kid, all I wanted was to go to the mall to get a Happy Meal and to go to the arcade. But now, the kids of today just have their entire beings consumed with an iPad in front of their faces and headphones blocking out the world around them. This is absurd. When I was a kid, if you left me in a room with one of my siblings or one of my friends from school, you know damn well we were either playing in the driveway on our scooters and on our bikes, playing with our My Littlest Pet Shop figures, using colored paper for arts and crafts, or taking turns with our new Happy Meal toys. Nowadays, kids just sit in silence in each other's presence and don't acknowledge the other's existence for hours on end because of how engrossed they are with their devices. And it isn't getting any better because, in fact, it's getting worse as the loneliness epidemic is exposed to them from the age of being a toddler. So children who are still fresh out of the womb don't even have a chance to talk to or to play with or to interact with other children to develop important social skills from a young age. They don't even get that chance because an iPad is being gifted to them like it isn't horrifying that playing on an iPad will be their very first memory ever. I need my peace. Okay, I understand that. But how many centuries have women been having children now? How many centuries have gone by where women have found ways around their children's disruptiveness without shoving a screen directly in front of their face? You know, while they're still learning to crawl. I was a troublemaker as a kid. And you want to know what my mum did? Not give me an iPad. That's for damn sure. And I'm happy she didn't, because it would have made the problem 10,000 times worse. And it's not like you can just take them to McDonald's for these kids to play on the playground at, because McDonald's is also taking their play equipment out of their establishments and are instead replacing them with 2 sad little iPads that have 2 sad little chairs in front of them. To all my 2000s kids watching this video right now, we all remember playing on the McDonald's playgrounds when we were kids and making friends with other kids that you didn't know on the slide because you guys both wanted to play hide and seek. Yeah, the new generation of kids can say goodbye to that, because all they have to look forward to is numbing their minds with a screen and sitting in complete and utter silence next to another child that could have been their friend had the iPad not been there to distract both of them. When the ugliest people always have the confidence to approach you at the bar, and it makes you realize that you just might be ugly too. And this generation is surprised that we have a loneliness epidemic. Can you imagine that? Being the kind of person that thinks to themselves, oh my god, wow, this person is just too ugly to be talking to me right now. You say they always have the confidence as if that's a bad thing. Like, you are aware that just because somebody strikes up conversation with you at a bar doesn't necessarily mean they're looking to take you home or that they're attracted to you, because human beings are social creatures. And sometimes all it takes is having friendly conversation with a stranger in order to have a good night. But also, have the confidence to talk to you? What, should everyone just cower in fear at your presence and just never speak to you ever again if they don't look like a Greek god? That is an ugly personality, which is far worse than any bad physical feature.
I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies. I'm in a Waymo car.
Connected to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
This car is just going in circles.
Hi there, Mike. This is Gab. I'm calling from Waymo Support. I'm just calling because I received a notification that your car might be experiencing some routing issue. Please bear with me while I am...
Yeah, I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy. Look at what it's doing.
And that is the price that all of us are about to pay due to these billion-dollar companies taking humans away from a job for convenience and for less pay so that they can keep all the money to themselves. The price that we're all about to pay is loneliness, a sense of disconnect, and an error from robots that literally make you miss your flight. Superb! Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Mwah! I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.